I can't stop thinking about it. I mentioned it to you guys about doing things differently with the whole PT Barnum approach. The thing that just reminded me is because you had Anthony Bourdain on the screen, and Jimmy said, what if, Anthony Bourdain helped you with your practice and all that?
In previous episodes, you shared, Jimmy, an idea about CEU courses and selling the inventory.
Yeah.
That I think Donis is who I was thinking about, who has a business promoting selling
CEUs.
I'm pretty sure.
Does he make them? Does he make the courses or just promote them?
I don't know. Maybe he'll comment.
So here's my pitch. Yeah, Donis, give us information if you're for some reason still watching 3 Nitwits.
Platform or something.
My pitch was this, Donis, if you're listening, or just literally, I'll just talk to the void. Let's say you've got 3 weeks to go before a course. In-person course probably works this a little better. You got 3 weeks to go. You give 5 seats. Let's say you have 10 left with 3 weeks to go. You give 5 seats to Dave, Tony, and Jimmy. You give them to us for free. We talk about them for 60 seconds on a live stream that lots of people see. Let's say your course is $1,000. We will sell it for $500 and we keep the money. You get nothing except you got 60 seconds worth of whatever on a radio show for PTs in the morning. And hopefully when that inventory goes to our inventory sells out, we sold our 5 seats. We keep the $500 per. You got enough juice to sell some other seats. So it's like, you got tomatoes, bro. You got 10 tomatoes. They're going to rot if you do nothing with them. Give me 5 tomatoes. I'm going to sell them for 50% off, but you still have 5 tomatoes. And enough people were like, oh, those are pretty good tomatoes. They sold out. All right, well, let's buy these tomatoes. That's my pitch.
And the, quote unquote ad placement that we're talking about is on Evergreen on the video content that we post online, because people watch this video in 3 months or 6 months or whatever. And then you get some juice down the road of those folks hearing about you for the first time or clicking on your website or whatever. And you get some leads or some traffic that way, even though that particular course has already passed.
Correct. You got your name. We do an ad for you, and to pay for it, you might be like, oh, I'm not giving you money. Like, how am I going to get the ROI? That's cool. You give us seats that probably weren't going to sell anyway, or maybe weren't. I don't know. We're gambling here. And then we sell them. But keep in mind, you giving us 5 seats doesn't mean we get money too. You might give us 5 seats and we throw a turd, right? We get 0. So we're taking the risk.
For the record, it's January 27th. People have 4 more days to get their 24 hours of CEU time in. I think you could get 24 hours in 60 minutes if you do it right, but I'm just reminding you, clinicians, that you have to get the important CEU credits done.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so that was what Disney did. Now I want to do a pop quiz with a visual. Be honest. 2 questions. Do you know who this is? As in, have you ever seen her before? And then, do you know her name? Have you ever seen her on social media before? Even recognized her?
No.
And then yes. Okay. I have seen her before, but I had no idea what her name is or who she is. If this popped up, I'm probably going to swipe away.
Oh, I did see this on the Google Doc that you shared. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. That doesn't count. In the wild. So this is a girl named Brooke Monk, and she's an influencer. She talks about stuff, makeup, hair, whatever. She is playing chess, not checkers. She looks like she looks, and she wants people to think that she doesn't know what's going on. She's like, look at me, I'm just cute. She's not. She's deviously smart. Here's what she did. Look at her. What do you notice physically about her? What jumps out at you? Anything in particular about her physical appearance? You guys are careful.
I already know the answer. So Tony,
what do you notice about her physical appearance? What physical feature is probably most prominent?
Her eyes? I don't know.
Yes, bingo. That is the safe answer and the correct answer. Yeah. Good. So 2 years ago when she launched, this was her decided appearance. Now, for the viewers for the listeners not watching, she has like big, crazy long eyelashes, like over the top, like dark and huge. Like those are, I gotta be honest with you, those are not natural. Those are fake. The eyelashes is what I'm talking about. She's been doing this for 2 years. All of her content, that's what she looks like. That's her normal state. This is Brooke's normal state. 2 years, builds a following, talking about lip gloss and blush and earrings. I don't know. I'm making this up. That's what she does for a year and a half, looking like this. 2 days ago, she launched eyelashes. Fudge. Most people would launch eyelashes and then look at my eyelashes, she launches. Now, of course, was this on purpose or by accident? Doesn't matter. She still wins. She's still standing in the end zone. She makes the most ridiculous part, and not ridiculous. I mean, like, what's the word? Like, just over the top part of her appearance. The eyelashes. Everyone knows her. That's her signature. That is her signature move. If she's Little John, that is what? Yeah, okay. Guy made a career on 3 words, but that's his thing. He would show up to parties for 20 grand and just do those 3 words and leave. That is what Brooke did. She got the attention first, made you remember her for it, and then started selling the eyelashes. And then she sold a gajillion amount of eyelashes yesterday.
So I'm going to say it's chicken or the egg. I don't know, and none of us do, if she went into this with a long game, planning to develop a following built around her eyelashes. Eyelashes were going to become popular, and then she was going to exploit that. Or, like my situation, I had no intention of doing stuff with Medicare, teaching clinicians about Medicare. I had just started to build a following, connect with people, answer questions. And then Medicare was the lowest hanging fruit. It was the easiest thing for me to say, hey, you guys are struggling. I see the problem. You have a pain point that I'm going to solve. And the pain wasn't even really Medicare. The pain was fear of Medicare, fear of compliance, fear of losing everything. So I said, hey, I'm going to put out a solution to stop the pain and the fear. And it was well received, but there was never a point going in that I was like, right, I'm going to be the Medicare guy. Right. And it's the same with the lift chairs. I wasn't intending to be the lift chair guy to the general population, but it just, things lined up. The electrician who finds himself today, 2026, in an environment where he can make easy 6 figures moving toward, multiple 6 figures. It wasn't in the plan. It just, right. We identified the problem. We looked at the resources we had available, and we said, where is the value?
Yeah. Ben Galen pointing out, this segment brought to you by 3 creepy old men talking about Brooke Monk. I think it's just I didn't launch a podcast 10 years ago because I thought I'd be standing here doing a live stream twice a week for several years at 8 o'clock in the morning in sweatpants. That's not why I did it. So yeah, I don't think anyway, but maybe she did. Pretty good power play, pretty smart. And then she's able to add and actually go, great, now you know me for this. Here's what I'm going to look at. So I think what she really did was, regardless of whether she thought this was the power play, that was her thing. She ran with it. And then someone probably was like, I can make those things and make you an owner of it. And she's like, got it. So someone sourced the eyelashes for her. And now she is a walking, talking billboard for her product. She ain't selling anybody else's thing. She's selling her thing. I do want to thank our another sponsor as well, not eyelashes. Range of Motion Spoon. If it stirs, it moves. This segment is brought to you by Range of Motion Spoon, the only clinical assessment tool designed entirely for soup. Very specific. Simply place the spoon in the soup. Stir gently, and if the soup moves, congratulations, range of motion. No goniometer, no sensors, no continuing education. Now with advanced feature, chunk detection. This is a little bit technological. That's for strength testing in thicker stews or pot pies. Range of Motion Spoon, if it stirs, it moves. Ask your therapist if soup is right for you. You got to think about that. The hand and upper extremity therapists are losing their mind right now. Where do I get this spoon? Big Spoon has entered the chat, everybody. Okay, I have a mailbag segment. This is a legit one. Do you guys want to do mailbag? We haven't done mailbag yet. Mailbag.
It's mailbag time. Real questions, real people. No bots allowed.
All right, did not find this one on Reddit, and the dog agrees. Hey, PT Breakfast Club, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. PT content creation actually stresses me out. I don't disagree. It stresses me out. I know I'm good at what I do, being a PT, but making PT content feels like more work. Right now, this person is starting a clinic, chasing referrals, building systems, and I feel pressure that any content I make has to serve the business. But honestly, the content I want to make is lifestyle stuff, like simple living, travel, retro gaming, hiking, training. When I think about hitting record for that, I feel relief. So my question is this: can a physical therapist build content that's not about PT and still have it be viable? Or does it all the content have to tie back to the clinic, the brand, the monetization? Is it okay for content to just be like an outlet? I have thoughts. I know you do too. What are your thoughts as this person writes in?
1,000,000%. Make it's like Gary V, Hermosi, everybody, make the content you want to make. It doesn't matter if it's PT content. You are still a PT. There's likely to be some connection, but you make the stuff you want to make. It'll be 1,000 times better than forcing any content.
Dave?
Yeah, just go and take action.
You have all your face muscles are in a weird state of tense right now. What is? Just say it, man. This is a friend of the show, so you don't have to be. But I know this person. I'm not going to say who it is. I think he's falling. I think he's in the bottom of Dunning-Kruger, and not in stupidity. In like, oh God, look at how much I don't know. Like he's in the goods part of Dunning-Kruger. He's saying this from a good place, in my opinion, anyway, how I read this. So what are you really going to say? Unclench your face, Dave.
Well, can you just read it again one more time, please? Real quick.
Let me summarize. I listen to you guys, and you say make content to get attention to the business. But like, dude, that's stressing me out. I know he's still doing this. But I think what he's saying is like, can I also do other things? Does everything need to be about the business and monetization? Because that stresses me out. So I have thoughts too.
So, okay. So no, I mean, you can mix in, you could even, I don't know, maybe Tony will say separate them, maybe he'll say mix them in, but if you mix it in, then the prospective patients out there will be like, oh, this physical therapist likes whatever. They like to travel to, and hike and go to the Grand Canyon and go to Arizona or other places or New Mexico or wherever. Like, oh, interesting. And then you can see the physical therapist and the physical therapy practice, you can see their personality mixed in with potentially their other content around physical therapy, health, wellness type stuff. So, but I don't know. I feel like it doesn't have to be stressful. I might just be stressed because I have so many plates I'm spinning and I don't have time to do all the plates all the time. But if I pull my phone out, for me, I mean, again, it's different because we've all been in front of videos for 10 whatever years. So if for us, it's just like, we could just talk right into the camera and maybe I'm overlooking it and thinking like, I can't see how it's stressful now. Or maybe you're just putting too much like emphasis or pressure on yourself to do it. Just do it. Just like record the lifestyle stuff that you want to do, mix in some health and wellness, physical therapy stuff. The folks out there, the audience, your neighbors, residents nearby that might do business with you in the future, they'll like all the stuff. Mm-hmm. Like just, and then also again, the algorithms, Facebook, whatever, it'll tell you what the people want more of. And so if it's like, they like more of this lifestyle stuff, then you're like, cool, I like to do that stuff anyway. Okay, so do more of that. And then at the end, you can have these little call to actions. I'm like, oh, also, like if you have back pain that's holding you back from hiking or doing this type of active lifestyle or whatever, hit me up, or this is the practice and whatever. So yeah, I was just, my original response was like, oh, like, come, just like take action and do. I don't understand, like, I don't know, like a little therapy session on it. It just didn't make sense initially. But now Jimmy gave me a little bit more context.
Yeah. Don is chiming in. Nowadays, your personal brand will build your ventures. So here's my advice. Here's my read on this guy, because I know who this is. This dude is a rule follower. If you tell him to smash through a brick wall, this guy's like the perfect guy to be a linebacker on your team. If you're like, give me the ball, he will just like get you the ball. Like he's like, this is my read on this guy. He's like, if you tell me to do 100 push-ups, he's going to do 100 push-ups. He's never going to question why. So I want him to listen to me now and listen to what we're saying. You don't have to do any or all. You could do both. Do you want to do your lifestyle or retro gaming or hiking content on your channel for your business? Great. Do you want to do a separate channel and talk about that stuff and let it and get those things out? Because it's an exercise, like letting creative. This is why people paint and write poetry and do other things. It's not to check a box. You don't have to be great at your hobbies. I heard that advice from someone. It was like, you could just be doing it because you like it. So yes, to all those. You also don't have to create content for your business. Now it's cost effective to do it. Like I could replace my air conditioning unit for $0. I will pay for it though. Do you know what I mean? I'll hurt myself and damage it and drop it through my ceiling or whatever. So don't feel the need that you have to do all these things. When you hear us talking about the 68 things we made yesterday, make one. And then do you like that? Like, what's the best exercise to do? The one you like and you're going to do. A PT will figure out how to make that effective for the thing that you're worried about. A good PT, anyway, in my opinion, right? So, dude, do your simple living, travel, retro gaming, hiking training. Play with it. Do that on your thing. And not everything needs to be like, hi, I'm hiking today, and here's how somebody dealing with hip pain should step on a rock. No, don't do that. Maybe do that. Dave, this brings up something you shared in the group chat the other day, the Frank Kern curve. Do you remember that? The video about the Frank Kern curve? Can you explain that? Because I think these two things play around with each other.
I can't remember what was on the X and Y axis. It was content or personality or something?
Content was on the X axis, the up axis, and personality was on the Y.
X is Y is vertical.
Podcast, nobody knows. They think
X is horizontal.
Not in my world, dude. These are variables. You can pick where the hell you want. I'm still trying to find X from 8th grade. All right, so you have personality and content on a graph, on a chart, both axes. What now?
And it was people will basically where they intersect in the middle was like an X, but it's basically like people who find your content, like people who find Tony Maritato's total knee replacement content. They originally start looking at multiple videos or consuming one channel's content based off of whatever the actual content is, right? So it's the knee replacement, stitching. It's, does that person have swelling or not? Like, do I feel like that's me and the content, whatever. So people will, as like the bug lamps that attract the bugs to zap them, like what attracts the people is the content initially. And then over time, it becomes less about the content and more about the personality of the person or the channel. And when those intersect, that's like the sweet spot, or that's the point where you could do monetization. So you sell them a course or ads or physical products or whatever. But over time, the viewers, like, so everyone that's just like the example here from Brooke that you gave, or all the people that have subscribed to Total Therapy Solutions on Facebook, YouTube, wherever it might be, over time, the people start to then comment and engage more with the content because they know, like, and trust Tony and his practice. Of course, they still like the content, but they've become attached more to the personality of the person or the channel over time. And that was basically like, this guy wrote out, like, this is what he learned from Frank Kern. Frank Kern is like a marketer, copywriter.
I don't know who he is.
He's awesome. Yeah, he's like...
Don't know who he is?
I've never heard of Frank Kern.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you got to go back and research him, go back and look at his old videos. He's not as popular as he used to be, but he comes out of the direct response marketing world. He was there kind of earlier on. Great content, like Gary V kind of stuff, but just earlier. Alex Hermosi stuff, but earlier.
Got it. I love that. So, anonymous person from the mailbag. For some reason, the comments aren't letting me to bring. They're not. I can't bring them on screen. But Katie says, "Show you're human. Make human content." Like, dude, I was like every other 25-year-old, and I had a radio show and a rock station. If I found out someone liked gardening, I would make fun of that person. That was 20 years ago. Now I'm older, and I'm like, I don't like gardening either, but I'm excited that you like it. I'm like, wow, look how freaking pumped this person is about petunias. And I might watch a little bit of it, but I'm like, I'm now focusing on the other thing, which is I don't care about Pokemon. But I'm sort of like, look how flippin' excited this dude is about Charizard. I think that's a real Pokemon that I just pulled out. I just had that holstered. Like, I don't care. I'm looking now. I'm watching. I'm on Whatnot because I'm figuring out how do PTs sell stuff on Whatnot. Could you imagine? So here's my idea. This isn't an official pitch, but like, why wouldn't you do what Tony just said, which is like, hey, everybody, today I'm going to treat this patient. And if this is like you, and pick a pathology that has like a bajillion other people doing it, and I'm going to treat this person for free, and in exchange they get free care. But then I'm going to put up a camera and I'm going to take questions live from the audience. And I'm going to, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you do that? Well, that wouldn't work. Really? There are TV shows where people cook things. Can any of you taste anything through? Am I the only one licking the screen and getting nothing? Yeah, you can't taste any of it. Look how good this food looks. What? At least if you're doing this, you can be moving and feeling that. You can't lick the screen. I mean, you can, but it doesn't do anything. So like, yes to all of these things. So do the content, do the thing that lights you up. To tie this all with a bow, I wrote a post on LinkedIn. I've got a series going on now. I'm trying to find what I'm poking on LinkedIn. What lights people up? Before I did the series of like, if certain company hired Jimmy, here's the first 3 things I do. And I did a marketing analysis where I threw out crazy, funny ideas that probably maybe would work, but who knows? The point was, it was an exercise. Now I'm doing this. Here's my new series. Kapow! What if Anthony Bourdain ran your PT clinic? What would the first 6 things Anthony Bourdain would do? So I've got the full breakdown on my LinkedIn profile, but it's just the idea. It's a thought experiment. That's all we did in radio. Oh, how did you guys stay so current? How did you guys always have fun? We looked at who screwed up. Oh my God. When Justin Timberlake pulled off Janet Jackson's top at the Super Bowl, everybody in radio was like, guess what we're talking about for the next 3 years?
And everyone talks about it every year at every Super Bowl.
Correct. But that's how radio DJs looked at this. We were like, oh, how am I going to spin this? Whoa, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? Take it, spin it. So to the person writing in, you want to talk about hiking, retro gaming, do it. Do it. But understand what Dave just said about the Kern curve.
Go ahead, Tony. And then I have something. But
I was just going to say, and lifestyle is such a great topic. Like I had spent a lot of time early in the media world just talking about lifestyle, talking about what I was eating, why I was eating it, what I'm looking at, how I'm researching this, mindfulness, sleep, food. You know, there's always going to be ideas there. What you got, Dave?
All right. There's something I can't stop thinking about it. I mentioned it to you guys about doing things differently with the whole PT Barnum approach. The thing that just reminded me is because you had Anthony Bourdain on the screen, and Jimmy said, what if, Anthony Bourdain helped you with your practice and all that? I keep thinking about PT Barnum in terms of the historic attention getting. And there was the video recently, I think I shared with you, or we shared it together or something about Jesse Cole, the founder of Savannah Bananas. And he was talking about attention. Attention is more important than marketing. Attention is before marketing. And I mentioned on the show maybe a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about Christmas in July, and we were talking about having, a fake Santa at our office in July, we were talking about having some type of a Halloween thing in the summer, like some like off season, things that like don't make sense. And then Jimmy was saying maybe a pull-up bar. And we're talking about things on 57th Street in Midtown Manhattan that we could do. I've been thinking, and here's a little teaser. Here, I'll give a few examples, but here's a teaser. I'm thinking of making a crazy list of almost like these like mini publicity stunts. Jimmy and I, we talked about putting up a little wooden stand in Times Square and doing it. The thing, it just takes a little bit of time and effort to implement. But I was thinking of, so running season is now, it's coming up, because then there's going to be the half marathons and the full marathons coming up. And even my new full-time therapist, Andrew, who just started and just got hired, he's running a half marathon in like April. And yesterday he just started his training block. And here's an example that like doesn't even make sense, but it's a thing to film content and to get potential attention. So imagine we're in Central Park. Jimmy, you used to live nearby Central Park. People were running in the loop inside Central Park. We would make signs, and the signs say RunBall. So anyone that's running by, they're jogging by, and we're going to have, I don't know, buckets or nets or whatever. And we're throwing and we're tossing tennis balls to the runners going by, and the runners are having to get the ball and throw, because now running is great in so many ways, but it's in some ways people think is it extremely boring to just run and jog for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, for 2 hours. Like, it's insane. It's amazing, but it's also like, whatever. So this would be a way we capture the video of the runners coming up. Now, of course, like in the beginning, all the runners are like, serious runners are not going to grab a ball. But if you say, we'll give you $1, we'll give you $5, whatever, and it's called RunBall, throw ball in bucket or whatever. And as they're running, they have to throw or toss the ball in the bucket. Now, of course, it would make good content because many runners may not be great in terms of hand-eye coordination, because they're potentially, not necessarily, but it could be default runners, and it could create a potential ridiculous, I don't want to say viral moment.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Every time I take a shower, I have dozens of these ridiculous ideas.
Write it down. Which brings up our new sponsor, Shower Pad, the only pad that doesn't get ruined when it gets wet in the shower. You have funny ideas in the shower. Write them down on shower pad. No, this is not ridiculous.
The shower pad connects to my ChatGPT, and it just automatically takes my ideas.
Which is a new sponsor, GPT in the shower. Tired of showering alone? This AI-enabled camera watches you and listens to you in the shower. So if you have any ideas or do anything you should or shouldn't be doing, we write it down. No, you've seen these videos. They have them. 5 or 6 dudes grab a phone, and they go out to like Columbus Circle or Times Square. 3 of them have like a portable net, and they just have someone with their headphones on, just luring through their day. And one of them rolls a basketball towards this person, and 3 of them set the net, and they're all like, go, go, go. And then they have the person shoot, and then on the screen it's like if it goes in or not. And you have to watch to the end to see if one person made it or not, and then they hand the person $100.
Exactly. Now anyone else out there could take this idea, and then that piece of content could be on your physical therapy social media account. And that's the beginning of people get sucked in for whatever the content is. Then over time, you could warm them up with your personality.
I think Paul just ended the show.
Paul, that's the comment of the day.
New sponsor. Are you tired of pooping alone? Well, let me introduce to you ChatGPT. Never poop alone. You used to read magazines. That's boring. Now have a conversation with a computer while you're pooping. You can ask fun things like, hey, is this normal? Should it hurt this much? How long is too long to poop? These are the questions you get answer to right now if you download ChatGPT. That's a really good one. Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Right, I got to leave after that.
Parting shot. If you want to see Dave do this in his neighborhood, leave a comment.
Yeah,
no.
I'll jump on a train. I'll hold the camera. We'll do something. You have a brick and mortar. Let's go play there. It's a playground. What's your parting shot? Never poop alone with your ideas on the throne. Welcome to ChatGPT. This is fun. Fake commercials for things that don't make sense. Dave, what do you got? Parting shot.
Parting shot. Go take action and don't beg others or ask others for permission.
Yeah. I would say just do it, man. Like, I hate to quote Nike or whatever, but like, that's the thing. It's why it's such a brilliant slogan, which is like, do the thing. What's the thing? I have this crazy idea. No one's going to do it. No one's going to steal it from you. No, it's crazy. They're not going to do it. You're going to be the better one to do it. Plus, doesn't matter if you don't want to do it. People still have ice cream stands and pizza parlors. The pizza is a good idea. It's a good idea times a bajillion.
Hey, it's Dave Kittle. Are you a healthcare business owner or physical therapy practice owner who is looking to figure out your succession plan or exit strategy? We might be able to help. And in fact, we may be interested in acquiring your practice. If you're interested, you can reach out to me. Shoot me an email at dave@conciergepainrelief.com. That's DAVE@CONCIERGE painrelief.com. Or you can call me at any time, 646-781-8884.